Okay, so this is a context diagram problem for MySchool gaming community. So we're going to draw just the context diagram for this problem. There's not enough information to do a data flow diagram, so we're just going to do the context diagram and look at the physical interactions that would build up this system. Okay, so MySchool gaming community has hundreds of enthusiastic members. Okay, so we know that members is a noun. So I'm going to draw a nice square around that. So we know that that is going to be one of our external entities. So members, and let's draw a nice square around it. Okay, so we know that that is an external entity. People can join the club by filling in a registration form and paying $10. Okay, so because it hasn't defined people or new members as a potential, we could just assume that members have to do this. Okay, so to become a member, you've got to do this process. So the first thing we need to do before we start drawing any of the vectors or any of the flows in and out of the system is to define our system, and we do that by giving our system a name. So MySchool gaming community membership system. And it's important to make sure that you call it a system because it lets people know exactly what it is, okay? And then we draw the boundary of the system. So this shows everything on the inside of the system is anything which is happening inside the system. Anything on the outside of this boundary is anything that's happening outside of the system. So that's why we call these people external entities, because they're outside of our physical boundary. Okay, so back to our scenario, people can join the club by filling in a registration form. Okay, so they send their registration details. Okay, they send their rego details, and then they also need to send payment details. So payment details. Okay, so once they send that information, the members will receive a monthly newsletter outlining outcoming events and also receive a reminder about when their renewal is due. Okay, so the system will send to them monthly newsletter. Yeah, so the upcoming events are inside the newsletter, so it's just the one flow. And they'll also receive reminder letters when their membership is due. So remember, this is information being sent, so they're not sending $10. They're sending the payment details. It could be electronic funds transfer. It could be sending them credit card details. It could be, but it's just payment details. We're not dealing with physical money. Okay, so we're not saying that they're paying $10. They're saying their payment details in which they can be billed. And so this is basically the system. It's a nice, simple system. We have the my gaming community membership system. We have the boundary of our system, and we can see the members are on the outside of the system because they're the people who are interacting with it, and they are going to send their registration details, they're going to send their payment details, and then they receive their monthly newsletter and they receive their membership reminder. So when you're going through a scenario, remember it's good to put squares around your external entities, or what you think your external entity is going to be, and then underline where you think the information is. So registration form, receive reminder. Okay, because our lines we know are our vectors or our arrows. The squares we know are our external entities, and if you really want to be consistent, you could put a circle around the name of our system, because that's going to be the boundary of our system. It just makes it easier when you go over to checking your system and you know what's what and which things you've already covered. And that's all.